Well, here's a video for you. I'm so off on my schedule. Even my sleeping schedule is so off. It's been kind of eye-opening. Like if I were to just be home and working from home and just writing comics full time, that's the dream. That would be amazing. Uh I'd have to beginning to understand, I guess, why people in these kinds of creative jobs have the weirdest sleeping schedule. And that's I don't know. I don't fully grasp it. But whatever. Here I am making a video, not at the ideal time, but I am making a video. All right, so okay, so to fill you in on a few things, DC Comics has decided to start distributing some new comics, and they're going to be doing it without Diamond distribution. Now, there was going to be some backlash from this. I knew there would be. In this case, according to Bleeding Cool, we've got one guy from Ultimate Comics, which is just a comic book retailer that is basically boycotting the new distributor. They want to stick with Diamond. I'm going to guess here that this has more to do with solidarity than it does with being really happy with the way that Diamond has run business for the past several years. It's funny because all I've heard were complaints about Diamond, and now that Diamond has shut down, stopped paying people, stopped shipping books that have already been paid for, all the stuff that they're supposed to be doing, now all of a sudden it seems like there are a lot of people on Diamond's side here. Strange world that we live in. Now, I get it. I understand that a lot of businesses are unable to conduct business as usual. What I think is the problem, though, is the assumption that business will go back to business as usual. I don't believe that it will go back to business as usual. There are going to be just, if comics are to survive, you've got to be selling comics. You can't just put everything on hold. All right. So the other thing here too is that DC Comics finding new distribution routes to get comics out. Here's my prediction. Okay. I don't think that this is about making some money. I actually think that this is about reducing damages. This is about damage control. It's about cutting losses, because a comic book publisher like DC Comics already has work in the pipeline. I'm guessing that they're going to try and sell out of what they have in the pipeline, and then they're going to be done. I imagine they're going to be licensing out characters in the future. There's any number of things that they could be doing down the road, but for now, it doesn't make an awful lot of sense to AT&T to keep DC Comics running, to keep them afloat, when they first off were not making great money, and then to just put everything on hold and then continue with the print medium later down the road. I think that they're trying to make back whatever money they can off of the product that they already have, of these books that are already in the can, that they could get out there, they could publish, and then DC Comics is not going to be there anymore. Those characters are going to exist in some form, but I really don't think that DC Comics is going to continue publishing comics. I just don't see that happening in the future. So in the meantime, I think the theme of this is not seeing, what is it, the forest through the trees, not seeing the trees through the forest. One of those two. I don't really understand that saying too well. The point is that there are bigger things at play here, and staking your entire business over whether a distributor with already really crappy track record of distribution, I just think that's a bad idea to put all your eggs in that basket. I saw from another retailer in another article, I think this was yesterday, or it was posted on Twitter or something. I'm so great here. How professional is this video? But a retailer was saying, I didn't get into this business so that I could start a website and sell things, an e-retail, what do they call it? Sell stuff online, e-shopping. I didn't get into comics so that I could do that. Well, this is exactly why you're going to have so many comic book shops going out of business, is because there are people that are unwilling to adapt to a new normal or to create a new normal. And that's fine. If that's not what you're here to do business for. If that's not what you want to be doing with your life and your business, that's fine. That's cool. But you have to understand that the rest of the comic book industry is not going to sit on their hands and wait for Diamond to figure this out, right? If literally nobody in the entire world really knows what's going to happen and they have this figured out, I'm speaking specifically on the economics of it or how long the lockdown is going to last. Putting your trust in Diamond distribution of anybody is just a poor idea, I think. So yeah, so I think that you're going to probably see some more comic shops following suit here. They're going to be upset about this. I don't know why. If they're shipping out comics and if you are going to be able to have opportunity to make some sales, even if those are online sales or pickup or delivery or, you know, however else you're going to sell those comics, that's the new normal at the moment. Yes, things are going to change in the future, but I don't see any way that they're going to go back to what they've been before. It just doesn't make any sense. And, it's just delaying the inevitable. So DC Comics will be distributing new print runs of their delayed comic books via two new distributors, UCS and Lunar, created by two old mail order companies, Midtown Comics and DCBS. All right, so here's the thing. This is the point I made, I think, about a month ago, is that there are other distributors out there that don't just distribute comics. It's not outside the realm of a possibility just to find another distributor that's still doing business, still shipping and receiving items, and just say, hey, you can do this with comic books too, right? You already have the infrastructure. So again, of course, this was going to happen. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. And I think there's going to be yet more of this. So why stand by Diamond when Diamond has not figured out, they've deemed it impossible for them to continue doing business in any form? That doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. Let's see. Well, Diamond comic distributors intend to distribute those very self comics around 2 weeks later. It could be quite the car crash. Well, we've already lived through a car crash here, so I don't know what else you expect right now. All right, so Ultimate Comics will not be stocking DC Comics until the stay-at-home order is lifted, and our distributor, Diamond Comics, is back online. The two biggest deep discount mail order companies needed to keep selling comics, and DC Comics used this as an opportunity to deal directly with its two biggest accounts, DCBS and Midtown Comics. All right, so yeah, of course they did, because they just need to salvage what they can. Quit making this about solidarity or about anything else. This is just about business. And I don't think that they're making some kind of hefty profit to believe that they're just, lining their pockets. This has to do with, damage control. All right, Diamond Comics should not be punished for doing the right thing and shutting down their operations to protect their staff. Now, here's the thing. A lot of places have shut down to protect their staff. I still think that they could do something. Why is it that they're not paying for comics that they've already purchased then? Was that the right thing to do? I mean, it was the only thing to do. It was the option that they had. But I wouldn't pretend that it's some kind of moral high ground position to take. Again, because there are other distributors that have they found ways to function and to operate and to keep business flowing. That should be the goal, is finding a way to keep business flowing and happening, not to demand that everyone else shutter their doors until, an outdated distribution model fixes things. All right. I think I hammered this as hard as I can. So there's that. I don't know. I'm interested to see how this unfolds. I suspect we'll see a little bit more of this, but I'm hoping that cooler heads will prevail and that you'll see that DC's doing literally anything that they can. They're doing the only thing that they can, and more companies are going to do the only thing that they can, which is either go out of business, try to get the last bits of profit, or recoup some investment that already made in books, or you're going to see some standout successes finding ways to continue to sell comics during this difficult time. So let me know what you think in the comments below, especially if you disagree, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.